like a young child in the backseat of his parents' car asking, are we nearly there yet? Investors are also asking financial markets, when it comes to a recession, are we nearly there yet? We can assess the likelihood of a recession by measuring the slope of the US yield curve. We can do that quite simply by taking the yield on the 10-year debt and take that away or subtract it from the yield on the 2-year debt. We have found over the years that the slope of the US yield curve has been a reliable predictor of a US recession. And as the old adage goes, when the US sneezes, the rest of the world catches a cold. If we can predict when a US recession might come along, we can also make an assessment on the direction of travel for global economic growth. The yield curve traditionally slopes upwards. That means that the yield on longer dated debt is much higher than that on shorter dated debt. And on the graph you can see here, that means that the line is above the 0 point. When central banks raise rates, as they have done for the last 2 years, the reverse happens. That's to say that shorter dated debt yields more than longer dated debt. And that's typically understood to be known as the inversion of the yield curve. On the graph here, you can see that that's when the line falls below the 0 point. But it's not actually the point at which the curve inverts, or the inversion point, but it's the uninversion of the curve that provides the more accurate forecast on when the recession will come along. On the graph here, you can see that when the line goes above the 0 mark from below, it normally signals the home straight for a recession. And we've seen this on the last 4 occasions recessions have occurred. So the stopwatch would begin at that point. We had a point of maximum inversion in the yield curve at almost 108 basis points back in July of 2023, and today that inversion is nearer 30 basis points. And so as we quite quickly approach the 0 mark, we quite quickly approach the start of the next US recession. And so why is a recession bad? Well, a recession can typically be bad for riskier assets. And when we think about protection in our multi-asset portfolios here at Canada Life, that means we want to be thinking about how we might protect ourselves for a potential US recession.